Hey everybody, it is Candace here and your girl Chastity. So that is Chastity Snow if you don't know, but you probably do, but if you don't, Chastity Snow. CEO of Ambition Honey and Hustle, author extraordinaire. The girl is bad, bad. So anyway, today, so we jumped on here just to talk a little bit about like leaning into your assignment. And I'm looking at it. The only reason I'm making that face is because like it's not always an easy thing. And so while there are some things in life that like you know what I mean, Chastity, like there's some things in life that you could say with certainty, like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm
Oh, yeah.
so-and-so's mother. Like
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that. Like sometimes when it comes to assignment, like this is the thing that I am built for, like this is the thing that God has put me on this earth to do, you kind of have a bit of that like
It's hard to know.
Stacy.
It's hard to know sometimes.
Right. And so, one of the things, because we've been dealing with this a lot, right? We just got finished with 200 Women on Assignment Challenge. It's been something that's been just super serious and deep for me, like spiritually and individually, and even leaning, I would say over the past few months, leaning more heavily on my source, who is God. So leaning more heavily on my source to just listen and to just hear, like, what is this thing that I'm supposed to be doing? And then sort of the slow unveiling, Chastity, like
Yeah.
all the stuff that I recognized I was carrying and was keeping me from my assignment. And oh, by the way, I wasn't speaking up loud enough for my own clients
Mm.
and therefore not helping them to avoid them, which all that stuff is over. And it may sound like I'm speaking in code. That is not it. Trust me, like go with me. But when I say all that is over, what I mean is like it's time out for just sort of doing what you need to do to get by. You know what I mean? To survive.
Mhm.
And we know that we as Black women know that well, right?
Mhm.
We know is do what you got to do. Bills got to get paid. Johnny's got to get fed. Grandma needs some help. I want to make sure mama is straight. All this other stuff, like we are used to carrying this load of, I just need the straight line to success. And
Yes.
like, oh, by the way, especially depending on what you have grew up in, if you've grown up in like corporate America as your means of like survival, like I have, what you saw as that straight line to success was probably like some white male somewhere in some executive position. Like those are always the things that seem to get chosen. Those are always the ideas that seem to get greenlit, like that type of thing. And so when we think about like leaning into our assignment, it requires some space. Like it requires space for your own self to just be like, okay, survival, let me put this over here. Feeling like I'm not good enough, let me put this over here. Just giving myself pure time to sit back, think, and listen. Let me get the kids to a babysitter. Let me get hubby to go do whatever. Like giving yourself space. And for me, the past few months has been just that. And like, I love the fact, like when we went through the 200 Women on Assignment Challenge, I don't know about you, Chastity, but seeing all the ladies just be like, oh, well, the thing I'm supposed to do is like this. Like, I'm supposed to be creating these clean living communities,
Mhm.
or, I mean, like so many different things. Like, it literally almost brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but you have to give yourself the space for it. And so what we're doing, with the 30 day and going beyond just getting the bag, like let's stop for a second. There is absolutely a place and space for getting the bag. It is real. Get it. We like to get the bag and get impact and feel aligned all at the same
All at
time.
the same time.
All at the same time, right? which is not to say, again, you can't have get the bag operations happening over here. You've got soul alignment happening over here. As long as you get to that soul alignment, whatever combination of things gets you there, get there. But to allow yourself to sit in like the sense of false identity for who you are in your business, to allow yourself to feel like you are less than the thing that keeps you up at night, right? That you are not qualified for the thing that keeps calling your name, but you keep rolling over and saying, nah, that's not really for me. Like, I got somebody else's dream, like, whatever. Like, that's not okay. And I think that's one of the things that I had to come to. You know, I talk a lot about my book, my Bring Your Crayons to the Office book. I should have had it here with me. But my Bring Your Crayons to the Office book, the only book I have authored to date, unlike Chastity, who has probably done like, is it 30 something? I don't know.
30 something. I think it's 36.
See, and look how nonchalantly she said that. It's 30 something, I don't know. But this particular book, what I did on the cover, and it was a conscious choice, but it was me carrying this unconscious narrative, was I made sure that the hands that were holding the crayons were white male hands. What the heck? And this is being like real moments, okay? Because here are the unconscious narratives, and you probably have even said it to yourself out loud. Things like, oh, if I want to get my business popping, I need to make sure I have like an ample mix of white clients. Oh, if I want to get this going, I need to make sure I capture this, you know, this land of the market that happens to look like a skin color that may not be yours. These are all very real things. And so for me, as I've gotten, again, we're not gonna sit here and act like this has been like 3 years enlightened. Like, no. Like, over the past few months where I've taken that intentional silence, didn't show up on social media, didn't show up for my email list, because Candace needs to be clear and hear what that assignment is she's supposed to be doing to really make the maximum impact. Because sending out emails to the list every week and showing up and doing my whatever, you know, we do on social media, if you're watching right now, you probably have a checklist of sorts. Let me make sure I get this post done here, this post done. All real, all mechanics that operate inside of my own business. But who am I? Who are you if we are not fulfilling the thing that we are meant to do, and in our most truest identity and capable and worthiness of it, just being who we are? And so that's where I'm sort of excited. Like, I'm excited about what we're doing with the 30-day. That's building that infrastructure. That is more than, I mean, yes, is get the money, but we believe getting the money and assignment and all of them can live together, right? So I'm just so excited about that surrounding infrastructure, right? The spiritual, the social, emotional, right? The technical, the financial, that helps support leaning into that assignment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Me personally, I'm most excited about this because, and I think we've had this conversation before. I think it was a conversation where we kind of like took like a mental Rolodex of the women that had trusted you to come into Finding Freedom and then being Black. And me saying point blank period, I've not seen enough of us in this space, because even when there are some of us, they're not talking to me. They're not talking to what I struggle with starting a business. Not even starting the business, just thinking of that I could do that. Like, who am I, right? Who do I think I am? Right. You gotta be you know, when you think business, you think Fortune 500, right? You don't think that, you know, everyday Black women that live in small towns that, you know, that aren't, you know, daycare or bake, you know what I mean? Like, right. Like literally there are women that look like me, you, coaching other women that look like me and you for ultimate impact and for ultimate collision with their assignment. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you don't find that. And we need that representation. So, while you were thinking, okay, maybe I should, do even mix white clients and Black clients. And I want you to really ask yourself what that's all about, because there's not enough of us. There's not enough of us willing to give us a chance either, because of the traumas that we already experience on our own, right? You know, Black women aren't good with money. We have attitudes. Like, you can't support Black businesses because we don't know how to run businesses with good customer service. Like, we want to smash all that because you are the demographic that these people are talking about and will be one day. So I'm most excited about seeing us helping other women that will then be seen as Black women in business in the most impactful way possible, in the most respectful way possible. And I really don't care about respect because I'm a who gonna take me type of person. But that's my personality, right? But my goal is to not push that personality on you, but for you to remove the mask that you have to show up any other way other than yourself. And walking in your assignment is not always going to be easy. It's going to be stepping into some things that you've always wanted to step into and flinging dirt in people's faces if that's what you have to do to prove that I'm doing this for me. Like, it is this hard conversation of, why are we focusing on Black women? Believe it or not, that's something that has to be discussed, because there's so many people that are like, well, why would you do that? You're cutting down your pool. Who cares about that? We don't care about that. We care about supporting Black women as they grow and work to support other Black women and other Black women and little girls that will become Black women. Like, me and Candace have daughters. My daughter wanted to do bracelets. Let's do bracelets.
Right.
I don't care that there's 30 other people in this town doing bracelets. Let's do bracelets. Like, let's get you started. And that just comes in not only, believing in her, because sometimes it only takes one person to believe in me, honestly. Yep. And I just watched The Equalizer last night and I was like, I love that. Sometimes it really just takes one person whispering in your ear that I believe in you. And unfortunately, we're not here to give you that permission. You have to give yourself. But if you need somebody that looks like you, that understands what the Black experience is like when it comes to business, when it comes to being in corporate, when it comes to working for anybody, period. I don't care if you work for McDonald's. I don't care if you're in construction. We are giving you permission to step into your assignment and get a little uncomfortable, because it is uncomfortable getting in your assignment. You're required to have some very uncomfortable conversations about, whoa, God, wait, you want me to only wait, hold on, wait. You know what I mean? Wait, hold on, wait. You want me to talk to Black women, but also simultaneously understanding that white women can support us. Like, wait a minute, how does that even work? That's some real conversations that Candace had to have, that we had to have in meetings, that I've had to have.
It's true.
But that's the joy of working and walking and working and living in your assignment is, yes, those conversations are going to be hard, but they're going to be worth it.
Absolutely. It's like the conversation, that difference when you have this commitment and bond to this longer term vision versus, a pure opportunity decisions. Like, and again, there is nothing wrong with pure opportunity decisions. Like,
yeah, honestly,
again, nothing wrong with that. It's simply different. Like, when you know that the decision that you make has long lasting ramifications to what lives in your spirit, how you sleep at night, not just what's in your bank account, it's different. That's when you start needing that extra infrastructure.
Yeah.
Right? The spiritual, right? The social, emotional, all of those that come into play. So I'm super excited that, we're tackling this for the female founders that are going to be coming in and to the 30 day. And I'll tell you all right now, if the 30 day is something that you are interested in. So for starting November 13th, that's when our 30-day sprint will start. And so right now, enrollment is open. You can enroll up until the 12th. It's like $1,500, which is a steal for what we are about to do. I will tell you that for sure. The other thing is we won't be ever doing this like this again. And there's very intentional reasons for that, right? Because what we have here, what we learn here, what we know about Black women and the results that we get for the ladies that come through with all of this attention and hand holding, right? We're scaling that to do more and more and more. So your opportunity to have like the level of hands on, like from Chastity, from myself, from the rest of the team, like when I say hands, like everyday hands on, like we're not playing games, we are resting up for this activity, this 30-day deal. It won't happen like that again. And so I'm just excited for what it means for the ladies that do come in and their infrastructure to hold them in this place. And that's another reason behind that 30K capital, right? Whether it's funding or sales, like they'll be able to turn the dial themselves. But part of it is like building in a couple things. Like it's building in a bit of that, oof, I can relax a little bit and listen because I got a little bit of cushion. And that's very real, especially when your mode of operation has been survival. That's very real. And the other piece of it is like that feeling that you get that like, ooh, what I am doing is worth it. Always been worth it, right? Always been worth it. Like that was never in question. But the tangible piece of like having that backing, something happens there psychologically.
Yeah.
Like, you know that, right? So I'm just so excited for what's to come. Yeah.
And like I want to mention like, because I can imagine people are like, well, why just 30 days? Why just 30 days? Why are we only doing it in 30 days? And I want to tell you, not only from someone that was in the Finding Freedom program, I think I may have been like one of the first couple of people, honestly, right? Like, and not only that, but also coming from, a success coach that worked inside the program. There's some, again, when you are getting into business and you are doing things and you are, doing the work, there's some very real moments where the devil is going to try to tell you to stop.
Absolutely.
Right. Or the devil is going to try to, I think I don't know where I seen this at, but it was like something about God sent me on a walk, but the devil sent a limo. So, but that's real because they're going to be easy way out, right? There's going to be, okay, you know what? Maybe this assignment business is too big. I'm gonna just do drop shipping, or unless that's something you want to do, which is fine. Right. But it's also okay. I want to do mindset coaching, but let me just do journals, right? Because that's the easy way out because it takes a little less work. You don't have to, really put your hands in the fire. You don't have to get dirty. You don't have to get in the trenches. But I want you to understand that within this 30 days, our main goal is to make sure you are not becoming your own worst enemy. Because that happens. Like you will at some point start to question every single thing that you are doing. So our goal with one, addressing the trauma, two, helping you heal, three, helping you build an infrastructure is to make sure that you are no longer going to be your worst enemy. Right. And maybe that slow computer you have, but it's not going to be you giving up. It's not going to be you saying, this is too hard today, right? Or, okay, I'm going to just take the easy way out, right? Instead of walking.
Don't get in that limo.
Don't get in that limo, but that is the point of it being, us asking you for one to dedicate time to this, to this, to yourself,
Right.
but we want to make sure that we aren't allowing you to become your own worst enemy, because that happens. You get to some of these spaces and you're like, no, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I don't even know how to do that. Right.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you've then told yourself a lie that you just don't know how. That's not even the case, or that this would never work. Right. So this 30-day is to prevent you from becoming your own worst enemy, and to stop you from talking yourself out of what you truly, truly know in your heart you want to do and you're designed and destined to do.
Absolutely.
We're
Absolutely.
not giving you any space. We're going to be up in your face. Where
Yes.
you at?
That's why we have to rest before this.
Yes, where are you at? I'm looking for you.
I'm telling you. And this is real.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so like if you want to jump on this journey, you want to be one of the founders in this journey, we'll make sure that we've got all the links in the description. Um, but don't let yourself get in the way of what you're truly feeling called for. That's
Yeah.
not that's there is a way to step into the assignment.
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
would say don't delay, but with us talking about being silent and listening, maybe take a day of silence.
Hmm.
Pray about this,
Absolutely.
because do you want 30K? You know,
Hmm.
wait, do I really want this business? And if you come away and your answer is yes, join us.
Right.
But yes, take some space, take some time for journaling, silence, whatever your thing is,
Hmm.
to say, is this for me? Like,
Absolutely. And I'll tell you for sure that when you leave the 30-day, you will understand
mm,
how to trust yourself
yeah,
and trust your source in the place that you can give yourself the room to make those decisions, because those are the decisions that impact, right, you fully living out the thing you're supposed to be doing. So
yeah.
I love it. I love it.
All right,
I love
I'm
it.
shut
I love
my
it.
mouth.
All right. Let's get off of here, Chastity.
All right, see
We've
you
been on
guys
for a
later.
while.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.